Hey everyone, today I'm reviewing Bulleit Bourbon. This is a very recognizable bottle and brand in most bar shelves and liquor stores in the United States. This is obviously a sample. We'll call this their flagship. This is 90 proof. They have a 10-year and a couple of other expressions. Similar to Woodford Reserve, at least for me, this I consider definitely a mixer, not a sipper. This works great in a cocktail. I think it's great in an old-fashioned, Manhattan. I do not, at least for myself, and I'm certainly going to try it neat here, but I know this is not something I recommend having neat. It's just my own opinion. But again, this is similar to Woodford Reserve, works good in a cocktail. It's the company is Diageo. It's the distillery is undisclosed. They source their bourbon. This is a little different than some other brands. It's, as I said, it's 90 proof. There's no age statement, but the mash bill is interesting. You'll see how high the rye content is. It's only 68% corn, but 28% rye. That's a rather high rye content for a bourbon, and it's 4% malted barley. So there's definitely going to be some spice in here, and this is also what's good, and this stands up in a cocktail very nicely, especially in an old-fashioned or a Manhattan. Tom Bulleit, the owner, the story goes, his great-great-grandfather made bourbon. Actually, I think that was 2/3. I think he made whiskey that was 2/3 rye and 1/3 bourbon, and I believe he got this going in 1987, and as a tribute to his great-great-grandfather, made a bourbon that had a higher rye content than, at least at that time, most bourbons on the market. So we're going to pour this up, and we're going to give this a taste neat. Okay, so we got it poured up. Let's give it a nose. Yeah, that rye spice comes right out of the glass. You can tell right away. Let's give this a taste. Cheers. Yeah, you can taste that rye right away. It's very, very pronounced. Similar to Wild Turkey 101, which I reviewed the other day. The interesting thing is this is a much higher rye percentage. It's 28%. I think Wild Turkey 101 was like 13 or 16%. I forget what it was, but it was lower. But they both, I feel the rye content is very similar in the taste. This really isn't bad. Honestly, I did it at one point. I did enjoy this neat. I actually did really like the 10-year at one point, and it's not bad neat. I just think that this, similar to like Woodford Reserve, I think these are better. And actually, Wild Turkey 101 probably would make an excellent stand-up in a cocktail as well too. I think it's the little bit of a bite it has. I think it makes. I think it really helps the cocktail stand out. So I think in an old-fashioned and a Manhattan, I think this would work really well. There's actually a restaurant locally that used to make a drink called a Revolver, with the Bulleit name, Bulleit Bourbon. It was like a bourbon cocktail, and it works great. So this definitely has a place in a drink. I think it really is really a good addition to it. It will make the drink stand out. Cheers.